right, well, good evening, everybody.
Evening.
Can we call this meeting to order? I don't know why I did that, but I did. 'Cause I can. All right, looking over the agenda. Anybody have any concerns, things they want to add? Anything we can do other than what is here?
Not this time. I mean, I sent Megan some sketches of Pavilion, but she's gonna bring it to next month's
Okay.
agenda, so.
Yeah, I was just
Wasn't it?
explaining, I usually get the packet out on Friday, and I'm just trying to bring it all at once, because I'm just finally getting information trickling in from different people.
Yep.
And so I got some more splash pad concepts and all that information on Monday, or yesterday. So again, it's kind of all trickling in, and I just haven't had a chance to sift through it and put in a good memo or an analysis together on kind of what we have. So that should come back in July.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion.
Stands.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right. Minutes from May. I was not here, but I read over them. Looks like you guys got quite a bit accomplished. Got some signs coming and, yeah. So anything anybody like to correct on the minutes or change from last month?
No, not what I got.
Well, if everybody's good, I'll be looking for a motion.
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right. Business.
Okay, so at the last meeting, we had approved a hydro blaster for the Mayor Rising Community Festival. We decided to wait to recommend it to council because we wanted to make sure we had enough. We wanted to establish a time frame that day, and if we had enough people to work it in separate increments. And so I did talk with somebody from Mayor Rising Community Festival. They said that would be fine if we set up a station and did this event there. So I think our plan was to maybe get some education out there. What's the park commission working on? So I think I can definitely put that together by July 11th, I believe. Or 10th. Yeah.
Well, we'd have to vote on it on the 28th, right? At the latest.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have to, we would have to vote on this tonight, because this would have to go to council. So tonight's recommendation would be, if we are able to move forward with it and get enough commissioners to work this, we can then recommend it to council for approval.
And this is just for the July 10th during the day, correct?
Yep, so just during the day, and then we can decide how many hours we want to do it, if we want to do it in like a 4-hour chunk of time, a 3-hour chunk of time, and then I can get it ordered, and then we would just kind of see at what times people can be here.
How long was the festival usually? I know the car shows, starts about 7, cars start coming in, so 9 o'clock.
They're coming in, I think it's 9 to 2.
9 to 2, yeah.
9 to 2.
I work till 10, but after that, I'm available.
I am out of town.
And then I have to work the ball game, or help with the ball game at 2.
I could do a couple more hours in the morning, but I'm supposed to be somewhere too, so I was supposed to, my wife scheduled something to go on the lake, so.
I'm free from, I can work 10 to 2.
Okay. I'll fill in wherever.
You'll be here. I don't want to put too much pressure on I don't know what Eric's schedule is or
I
anything
need to
either.
write this down.
I mean, I will be in Iowa, so I will not even be close.
Let me just double check. I think I can
Zoom.
help out as
I
well.
could zoom in, right? Right.
Yeah, I think I should be able to come too, so I can help as well.
Was council gotta do anything too? I'm
No.
too many
they-
eggs in one basket.
Yeah, just park commission will be fine. So, I mean, even if there's two of us at a time,
I'm sure
for-
my wife and kids would be willing to volunteer as well.
yeah, I think we can figure that out. So would do you think like 10 to 2 would work?
Or should we, because is there festivities after 2?
I don't think
Just the ball game.
so. I think it just, yeah.
Yep. So things here shut down at 2 o'clock. So by 1:30, typically people are dwindling, cars are starting to leave.
We could do 9.
Things are kind of dwindling down.
Yeah, depending on the weather too.
Right.
I'm thinking we should stick with the 10.
10.
Just because kids getting out of bed, eating something and stuff, and then you don't want them running around or puking and playing.
Well,
I'm
for
just
me, it's
saying,
harder-
kids, maybe get up at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then they got a belly full of food too yet.
Well, I think you're gonna have more families showing up
Later.
morning.
Oh.
Later in the morning.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
think early morning.
No.
And afternoon, a lot of them go home, take naps. That
When
type
it'll
of
be a little
thing, and-
warmer at 10.
Right.
I'm thinking,
Right. Yeah, and if this weather keeps up, people are gonna be wanting to do this.
Right.
So.
hopefully we don't have a rainy day, because that
Begging.
would kind of defeat the purpose.
So,
Yeah, 10 o'clock, 10 to 2.
Okay, so, yeah, and we don't have to figure out the schedule yet. I just wanted to see who was available that day. So it sounds like most of us are available, and I can reach out to Eric too, and then anybody who has family or anyone that wants to help out too,
Okay.
that'd be helpful. Yeah, so with that, so I just kind of put what I thought was a preliminary financial budget together. So the rental is 200, that includes 100 balloons. They didn't really tell me what, additional cost was, so I just put 4 extra balloons, so I just put 50. But I do want to make sure we have enough.
How do we
for-
load that thing?
Yeah, it would probably come with instructions, because,
I hope
yeah,
so.
that's confusing.
Hopefully it comes down.
Can
I
we
think it
set it up
breaks down.
Friday so we can play with
With
it?
it?
Well, seriously, so we know what we're doing?
Yeah, it probably would make sense to order it
That would
a
be
day,
fun.
the
I
day
think-
before.
Then we can figure out how long it takes and if we let them do it
And
just
then-
one time or like
Is
3
anybody
times.
going to Costco, can they get a bunch of them automatic filler balloons? Get 400 or 500, 600 at least, probably?
Oh, of those,
But I think
like, where
these-
it fills them all up.
I think
at
this is
once.
a
This is filling
specialty.
'em.
Yeah, this is a.
You want like
specialty.
unfilled balloons.
You pump it. As you pump it, you're pumping water into the
Oh,
balloon.
I thought we had to make them and put them up there, okay.
No,
It's
That's a
whoever
lot
gets
easier.
pumps as much air or water.
then it
into the
blows up.
balloon, blows
Got
up on top is the
Does
loser.
it like do the
Or winner.
cross?
winner, right? And then, yeah.
Oh, yeah, is it crisscross so you can battle people, or?
Yep.
That's what it is. That's how I read it and understood it. Is like you're battling against the other 3 people. And
Yep.
I feel sorry for somebody with short arms.
oh, Chad.
So I just put 250, but we could do more just to get more balloons, just in
I think we will probably. Well, we don't know what we're gonna need for
can do-
balloons because we don't know what the weather's gonna be. But we need to prepare, right?
we do it in the
Like
future.
$100 for
Right.
balloons?
Yeah, you
Right,
could
and if-
you
if-
could just do a motion up
Right.
to 300 based on,
Yeah.
yeah. So you can do, yeah, you can recommend to council, 200 for the rental, 100, and up to 100 for extra balloons.
Okay.
I think that's
It's
good.
popular and we can save them for next year type of thing.
Right.
Right,
They really
right.
don't
If there's
know.
leftovers,
Machines or something like that.
Right.
right.
Yeah, we can see how it goes this year.
So at this point, we can't do the kit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so with that, we could,
Really? Minnetonka does it.
What kind of catapult?
Water balloons.
Oh,
sometimes
each
if
other?
you- Sometimes if you
those were
have-
always cool. I know what you're talking.
But I thought we discussed it and we were told we couldn't use that.
Well, sometimes there's like, if you have an outside company that comes in and does it, they
Oh,
take on the
they take-
Here,
liability.
take on the liability. Okay.
God, That would just be so much more fun.
Well, I will go ahead and make a motion to approve the rental of going forward with the rental of the Hydro Blaster and an additional $100 towards balloons for July 10th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye? Opposed? Okay, motion carried.
Okay, so staff updates, so, yeah, this meeting is a lot of staff updates, so, again, working on the Coldwater Crossing request for a new park. Just need to reach out further and discuss with the current developer future plans. It sounds like there's some opportunities, but I don't think it's anytime soon. Like, it really, a lot of this stuff happens when development happens, and so it's kind of, unless the park commission's like, we want to be super proactive, we want to cut a piece of land off and purchase it, I don't know that this is going to happen anytime soon, unless, like, the other step would be work with, when that gets developed, work with the developer to see if they're willing to donate land or if we can purchase at that time for a lesser rate, you know, and I think that just based on our other projects that we want to do and our financials, like, I think it would be something we'd want to maybe just wait and see what happens, but
I agree.
again, that's just kind of my thought.
Things are gonna be more affordable then, because when they're doing dirt work and that type of thing, they can
Right. And,
use the dirt and
Incorporate it right in.
everything right away.
Right.
talking with him, he seems like a willingness is there,
Okay, good.
so.
So I think we can get something to happen, it just, again,
It's not
it's the
gonna be
timing, so.
So question on that. Chad had brought up a good point once upon a time, about a river park.
Oh, he already, Jude, oh, sorry.
Okay.
The developer
Yep.
is, sometime in the future, I'm not sure if it's a year or 2 years, but he would like to put a park right on the north side of the County Road 30 bridge there along the river with fishing pier, you know, pavilion, parking, everything.
But that's outside of city limits.
Is it?
Yeah.
So it had to be on the side of the river?
It would have to be on this side of the river.
What's on the north side, and northeast side of the,
Yeah.
Of County Road
Bridge.
30.
Oh, it is on the northeast, it's not on the northwest? Okay, if it's on the
Yeah, I
northeast.
think if it's right next to the wastewater treatment
It's-
plant, it's in city limits.
Oh, okay, over there.
yep.
Oh, I got you. I was looking more at the old ponds.
He kinda likes those.
I figured he'd probably want to build around those. But that I was thinking would be a neat area for a park.
Right.
Yeah, I think, again, like with some of I know Phase 8 is kind of getting finalized right now, but I know in Phase 9 and 10, when they did the preliminary plat, I think some of that ponding is gonna be used for kind of park nature. So I think they're gonna put trails around it with benches and stuff. So it will kind of be incorporated into the,
A lot of swimming in that hole
Mm-hmm.
over the years.
And that's just north of Coldwater, where you're talking about?
it's within the Coldwater development, yeah. So I think, like, there's some ponding wetland area that I think will be kind of incorporated into.
Yeah, if you go to the furthest west of Coldwater
The bigger one on the
Crossing, or
north side of the
Coldwater,
Coldwater?
it's right behind them.
Yeah, that one, yep.
Yeah, I think that's,
And where for the park?
Where the west or east of or west of the
Right.
treatment plant?
Yeah, right there.
That's.
That's where the fishing, yep. Or,
Yeah, that'd
not
be
the
good
developer, the landowner.
the landowner. Yeah, so I think, yeah, if you look at that pond way at the north of Coldwater Crossing, that, I believe, is part of its protected wetland and part of its ponding, and so it's kind of, I think, as part of the preliminary process, that land is kind of being protected and gonna be used as a natural feature whenever that gets developed with houses, or the surrounding gets developed.
Background on this, Melissa, this all is gravel pit, all of this.
So a nice swimming hole then in the summer.
Yep.
Yeah, I worked out there for many years. Well, and played out there. My friend grew up there.
Yeah, that was
Both of them were our age.
Yeah, so again, kind of a waiting thing, so we'll just keep an eye on it and, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Splash Pad Pavilion, so I was waiting on Friday, I got them on Monday, some final concept, or just some preliminary concepts from CRS for splash pad designs. So, and then obviously we have some designs from Flagship too, but I didn't have those ones yet, so I didn't wanna bring them, I didn't have the information to put in the packet or to look through, so I didn't wanna bring it yet until I get all that put together. And then I also looked back with the architect that designed the old pavilion bathroom shelter. He was able to, I just said, because they're able to look at kind of the materials and kind of what all goes into it and put a kind of a estimate together what they think it would bid out at. So I think back then we did it and it was like 340. It came in at 300.
360, I think.
Was
rings a
it
bell.
360?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I just said, hey, based on the same design, what do you think it would bid out at? And he thought it would be 420 to 450. And I said, okay, I just want to, again, I want to provide that information at a future meeting. Plus, Flagship has provided a kind of like a already architecturally designed structure to, I think, 2 concepts with that pricing, and then Ryan is also doing a concept of reusing this building. So I think at a future date, we're just gonna kind of go through all the options and kind of pick it through and see, all right, these are the price points for all 3, and just kind of figure out how we want to move forward, if that makes sense.
Well, then, based on that, I'll try to get some rough numbers on what my sketch is and what it would be, just so we have, you know, well, the oranges to apples, but it'd be,
Yeah.
just because I'm trying to reuse most everything, you know, because I figured we'd leave the shell there, take the tin off, put new tin up, and we do, you know, new walls, and probably just do eyebrow down a little bit. Because what I have sketched is basically reusing the whole thing, not even adding on anything to it.
Oh, wow, okay.
So it was, you know, just reuse.
Which is a
it.
good possibility. I
Yeah.
mean, it is a large building.
Yeah, because it was, well, in the sketches I could email, just so you have them a little bit.
Yeah,
but-
send them to Maggie.
Yeah,
and then-
I'll let you, yeah, if you're gonna update them, send them to me, and then just for open meeting law reasons, I have to be the person that sends.
Yep. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, just send it to me and I'll get it out to
But
everyone.
in the meantime, I'll try and get some decent numbers for us, so we have an idea, so we're set that way.
Yeah, no, that would be great. Again,
Is it going to be the seating facing this way or facing out
Seating would
that
be
way?
facing the
Facing that
ballpark.
way. Okay.
It's
You know,
good.
you'd have
It's
both,
good.
you'd be able to seat the playground, and you'd be able to see everything.
Right,
From
right
there,
there.
because it'll be open, yeah.
yeah, and I know, the concepts that I taught through with CRS, I wanted some seating anyways with like the canopy, so extra seating around the splash pad. So
Oh.
like the pavilion would have seating, but then there'd be like picnic tables and extra seating with
Yep.
things over
Yep.
the splash pad area too. So that's something we would have to just kind of,
Yep.
We
Right.
can always change things.
Yeah, I mean.
This is
we
all
can-
preliminary.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Park signs were approved or recommended by the park board in May to the city council. They did approve those, the council did approve those signs, and then, so we've ordered them, so
Nice.
we will get those and then Public Works will install
Bravo.
them.
Good job, guys. Nice.
Yeah, basketball court, so just go, like with the water treatment project, we're finally kind of almost complete with it.
Right.
So with that, we did do some digging up on the water treatment site and therefore Blue Jay Park. Oh, I skipped Discovery Park, sorry. Discovery Park, the basketball court, that's being done this week, so I think we're hoping concrete will be poured this week.
I know I
According
saw
to
equipment
Kyle.
up there last week.
Yeah.
They were moving dirt,
I
so,
think they were grading last week, and then this week, I think they're hoping to pour. So we're hoping in the next week or two that the Discovery Park basketball court will be done.
And then pictures and it'll be on social.
Yeah, Kai, I told Kyle to send me pictures whenever he's able to, or Brian. Blue Jay, the new basketball hoops have been installed, and then I think they put the court, there's like a court,
I haven't
Is that-
seen the blue and gray tile.
sport court, I don't know if, I haven't been.
I drove that way, coming here, and it's like in the process of getting.
Okay,
so
I
they're
think they said they
reinstalling the
were,
sport court?
yeah, I think they said they were working on it this week, so that should be done, and we're gonna get that on social media when that's done.
Did they ever decide on fencing?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Oh, I did talk with Public Works. I think they thought it was far enough off that it would be okay, and that they didn't recommend it, but again, it's,
I could just see some angry bar goer come out that's parked over there and car got smacked with a basketball, that's all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something.
I can actually have Kyle come to the July meeting, we can talk about it more.
Even like that black tarp material or something, just something we can even take down.
Yeah, I'll have Kyle come to the next meeting and we can talk about it a little bit more in depth.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cause he,
I don't know either, but I could just see somebody.
I know, and you bring up a very valid point.
Because you know they're gonna use that parking. I mean.
Well,
between
absolutely,
the
and that's what it's for.
Between
I
the
mean, that's-
school,
Right.
Snap Fitness, the juice place, the bars, it's gonna get used and.
My other thing is, though, is you're parking there and you're pulling straight ahead and there's a basketball court ahead of you. If you honestly believe that you can park there and potentially not get any damage whatsoever,
I tried that in a
And I
baseball
think-
game and I still got hit.
I'm trying to think. I'll have to re-talk to Kyle because we did take down a couple trees that were there because
Yep.
it was impacting parking.
the parking area, yeah.
So I think one thing that we were planning on doing too is putting up some more trees.
Couple of
Oh, yeah, what about a
pines
row
or
of
something.
bushes?
Right.
Even a row of bushes.
Just
with a
something.
Walkway through.
Right.
That would stop it. And it looked nice.
Or just a couple of pines, or,
Yeah.
you know,
That could have been what we decided we might do.
Arborvitaes or something.
so-
right,
Yeah.
just something to slow the ball down.
Yeah, some lilac bushes, anything, really.
Well, something you can trim on a regular basis that's gonna stay in that footprint, so, I mean, a lilac you can trim
Yeah.
too, but it gets, I know what you mean, but it's something that we can,
Yep,
It smells nice.
for part of
For
the
2
year.
weeks.
I know our yard smells amazing for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I'll talk to him about that again, but I do know he said since we pulled down those 2 trees, we were definitely gonna put up new trees.
Good.
But,
Okay.
Question though, with I believe, didn't we approve the fence at the city shed to get pulled out? And
yeah. Oh, not pulled out, it just moved.
Oh, just move.
Yeah, it's just getting moved to the property line.
Dang, I thought we were gonna have extra fence. Sorry,
know.
I was just trying to save money.
I'm with
Wishful
you.
thinking.
I'm with you. I knew where you were going.
Yeah, so we'll revisit that. Playground audit, so, we don't have a, playground inspector, a certified playground inspector, as part of our city staff, so we hire that out to Flagship. It's not that costly, cause we only have 4 parks with playgrounds, so I think it was $1,000. That's in our annual maintenance fee, or maintenance. So they came out and did an annual audit of each playground system, and then we got good feedback. We keep those reports on file, and then we just need to do some minor repairs and just some minor replacements of some of the stuff, like maybe that has some chips in it or is cracked. It's just safety things. So again, just something we do for
So is that
liability.
something that we could see the report on?
Oh yeah, I
mean, Is
can.
that something you could send to us?
Yeah, I can send those
Just so we
reports.
can overlook it and, you know, just so we're up on top of it, if we
Yeah,
do
we're
get
going.
asked questions.
Right.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it was just like, yeah, I'll send them out to you for each park, and it's just kind of like minor, just like, sometimes you can get nicks in the
Right.
plastic, and it can then cut somebody,
Yep.
and, so just stuff like that.
Like I say, I think it's just better for us to have a general knowledge of that, in case somebody in the public does say, well, you know, has this stuff ever looked at? Well, yes, it is. We can say, hey,
That's-
and we have common knowledge of it.
That's a yearly inspection?
It's something that we are starting to do annually, just because it's just,
It is
it's
recommended
just a
by
lot,
the league.
yeah, it's a good thing to do, and
Okay.
make sure our equipment's safe.
Do you know if that includes at Westridge, that accessible piece of equipment that like rocks back and forth? It's like really squeaky.
I could ask her, I mean, I can look at the report. I don't know if I think it's more, I could ask Public Works too. I don't think that was included, because I don't know if it's, I think they were looking more
Well,
like,
yeah, I think they look more safety stuff,
Safety.
not so much, and typically it's not cosmetic or, you know, it's safety.
I
mean,
think
they're
those
going
chimes are
can
broken
you hear
down
that?
there too.
Loose bolts,
I think
loose,
the
you
chimes
know.
are really broken down there, those.
yeah, I can, I'll talk to Kyle and stuff.
Oh, Chad.
You can hear the squeaking though of that thing?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, otherwise, the reports were really good.
Good,
Um,
good.
Public Works can throw some grease on there.
Yeah, I can just see if they can, I mean, they look at other, like, the Public Works Department looks at other stuff, but this is, yeah, more like the safety part of it. And then I just wanted to bring back to you, just for your information, I was able to finally figure out the changing a park name. So it is within the ability of the park commission to recommend a name change. My whole concern was like, I think some cities make it not complicated, but it's a process where there's like a policy in place that says we'll name certain things for certain organizations if you contribute a certain dollar amount. So that was where I was getting hung up, but that's not something that has to happen. It's just, if the city has a policy or wants to create a policy, they can do it that way. Otherwise, it's simply just a recommendation to city council, and then the city council can then approve it. If we ever, in the future,
I was gonna say, we
want.
just ordered the sign, so.
Yeah, so that was just kind of, my update, because I know we had talked about it, and I was finally able, so that's just for your information in the future, so.
But we can still put a sign underneath it saying, you know.
Right.
Sponsored by,
Sponsored
or-
by.
Or, right, donations.
And that's the way I think we should keep them all.
I kind of, you know, these, in my mind, the parks were kind of named when things moved to this type of area, right? And that, you know, being that this is old schoolhouse, it does have a lot of,
For us.
for us, sentimental value. I mean, you know, so, you know, I was, the more I gave it more thought, the less I was intrigued by changing the name. I kind of like the old schoolhouse name. But I have no problem with sponsored by or, you know,
Right.
something in that order.
Yeah, and
So,
I mean, even if the Lions Club or any organization raises money for a certain item, like, you could always put up a sign too
By
that's
the
like
piece of equipment.
Lions Pavilion or Lions Playground or
Right.
something.
Right.
So there's a lot of options, so.
Right.
But-
Or even maybe the Lions someday will have a sign next to the old schoolhouse sign. You know, a big sign. You know, there's a Lions Park, Old Schoolhouse Park, which is Lions Park. You know.
Or they could have Lions Pavilion at Old Schoolhouse.
Right.
Something like that.
So, okay, perfect.
Because that's something to maybe work in the wheelhouse of, if they're willing for their big umbrella fund to then give a bigger fund to the pavilion to help out with that then. So if we give up that as, the Lions Pavilion for that, I mean, there's a way to work that
Right.
too.
Right. Yeah, good point. Good point. So. Okay.
So that's all I had. Just a lot of things kind of getting work done right now as far as finalizing projects that we approved in 2020, and then again, just waiting for information for our big discussion item, which is the pavilion. Splash pad, just waiting for that information to kind of come in, so.
And at this point, are we just holding on everything else in 2021?
In 2021? No, not necessarily. Because I think we were also wanting to do, that's the one thing I need to send to you too, is kind of my idea for the long-term plan. Because I think we had thought about another phase of the skate park, and then,
potential
Gazebo or something?
gazebo up at Discovery, we had talked about that, along with the because the basketball court was last year.
yeah. Yeah, so I will bring that back to you in July. I think, yeah, I was kind of trying to reanalyze, this big project. And it with getting more stuff in from 2020 into the parks, it isn't necessarily a bad thing to just do small projects this year so that we can then maybe split this bigger project up between cash and financing it.
Right.
So, but I'll bring that back to you in July. And we can,
We do the new pavilion like NASCAR. They did this section sponsored by and that
No.
section sponsored.
Well, we,
The local people around here,
I think it'd be neat, well,
Well,
because
we
West
do-
Ridge Park kinda has a sign, or they used to have a sign
Yeah.
of who all helped and donated to,
Mhm.
I actually
I mean,
had
we-
that in my sketch of where you could have something like that, where all the sponsors, something like
Okay.
that,
cool.
That's what I
So-
think, once we have like concepts, then we announce it, and maybe someone will, I'm hopeful that someone's like, I want to help sponsor that park, and just,
So we did have a program that we had looked at implementing a couple years back with park benches.
yeah.
And I'm not sure, we never really got any hits on that.
Okay.
Is that something that's still, is
It's
it something
still
we could
feasible.
revisit?
Yeah.
And maybe re-advertise that?
Yeah.
But, where you could put a plaque, dedicate a park bench
To somebody.
to somebody or something.
Yep.
what's something like that cost? No.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, what was it? I don't even remember. That was a couple years back.
it was just
It was,
last year.
it was just last year, was it? Okay.
250, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right,
That's
250
not bad.
with the plaque.
I
Right.
wouldn't mind sponsoring one for Uncle Ron, I mean, my God.
Absolutely.
He was a huge part of the
He
baseball
was.
club and community for years.
Right. So, so we kind of had gone through and looked at doing something along the park bench side, just to try and bring people together and give them to feel like these parks are theirs,
Right.
right? So, can we carry it over to other things, picnic tables
Yeah,
and
definitely.
and that kind of
Right.
stuff? Yeah, I
Problem
think we
is,
just
you
need
and I
to.
know everybody from the past who, laid foundation in town, where people are gonna sit at the bench and like, who's the?
But you're right. But part of that is history too. I mean,
Right.
I know, when we go out of town and we visit a park, and you read a plaque that this was dedicated by so and so for so and so.
Maybe you could do like on the plaque in small writing, like visit city website for more information on this.
or something. Yeah. But I mean, it just makes you know that people care about that area.
Right.
That's how I feel. If I see that somebody's dedicated something to a park or something, I feel like then the community grasps that park.
Right.
And it's part of the community. It's not just
Right.
something that people have, that city council or whatever has put there.
Right.
It's something that people actually have gotten involved in and actually have an
Well, and have a little
interest in.
history behind it.
Right.
Well, we could even do bricks like the Carver County
Yeah, for the memorial.
veterans, we could
Well,
do
and
the
that was
bricks for the
something
pavilion.
that was something I had kind of talked about, kind of around that tree.
Yeah.
We have our our tree, you know, our Christmas tree, something like that, you know, dedicate a brick or you know, donate money for this or whatever. But I think those are great ideas, and I think we just need to find a way to get the community involved in doing those things.
Well, you could have, you know, the local businesses, if they want to sponsor, and we put one of their logo signs inside of the pavilion. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's
a great
advertising,
idea, too.
Free advertising
Right?
for them, but, you know, they have to donate a certain amount to get a certain size sign.
Right.
Type of thing.
Yeah, it's just like the space on a race car.
Yeah, it is.
The bigger the sign, the more you pay.
Yeah.
Or like the beer garden over at the Carver County Fairgrounds. That's all sponsored, their boards are all the way around there. Those
Yep.
are people that sponsored to build that building.
Yep.
So, you know, and these are all great ideas. I think we just, you know, need to think outside the box and think of how we can implement these things to bring the community in. Because right now, that's what I feel we're lacking, is just the community feeling like these parks are theirs.
The businesses, I'm not worried about contributing. I'm worried about the community, like you said, itself, the residents themselves.
Right, and like I say, I just want them to feel like this is theirs.
Right,
You know, yes, they're here for them to use, but
right.
make it part, you know, give part of something of yours to say that, hey, that's my park. I have this.
And I hope as we move forward, more people come in or talk to us outside of this or something and give us their input
Right.
as we move forward, not just, well, nobody's talking to us, well, this is what we think is best, I guess,
Mhm.
but.
We'll do a couple open houses too, kind of like.
That would be good.
Kind of
That
like
was-
what we did with,
The playground,
We had like
that
3 or
was,
4 families.
yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good for discovery.
Yep.
Well, even coming out here when we know there's, you know, people playing at the, you know, doing a ball event or something like that, because, you know, it's busy and there's traffic then, so you can be up here going, all right, we'll be here on this night because we'll be able to talk to some people versus a quiet night type of thing.
Right.
There's plenty of people up here, it seems like. I drive by and I'm like, all right, good, it's getting used.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that the parks are getting used again for softball and baseball and some constructive.
Because that way we can hopefully generate to, you know, then improve the baseball park and that type of thing, just to get things, you know, hopefully down the road, we could be on Channel 9 for their Wednesday night ballpark.
Right?
Right? I mean,
Right? Absolutely. You know, so set a goal for the community.
We've got a long way to go.
Yeah, we do. We do. But I mean,
I'm just trying to give you the long-term. goal.
it all starts somewhere, right?
Yeah.
It all has to start somewhere. So,
Well, then if we do have a nice pavilion, we could do maybe even like music in the park.
Well, that's what I was
Yeah,
saying
there's-
before too, you know, just a random night of something.
Yep.
We could do more dedications, we could do all kinds of different things.
book readings.
Sure, whatever, book clubs, who cares, yeah.
Well, I'm talking kids, you know, you bring
Right.
kids for, you know,
Oh, yeah,
half
story
hour book
time.
reading, story time.
Yep.
I mean, just,
Yep.
you know,
At Easter, have the, well, it might be a little chilly yet.
Well, it's story time, but, you know, like you say, having the splash pad, so have a little event and you bring someone that is a storyteller type of thing, because I actually did some customer that was a storyteller, you're like, really? But that's what he did for a living.
But even like
Right.
the
He had the
Christmas
board.
lighting,
mm,
you could have hot cocoa underneath the
Yeah.
pavilion, or, you
Right.
know.
and we do that now. You know, like Lions has come and
Right.
they've set up their stand and stuff with hot cocoa and cookies, and we've, you know, and that's an event that we'd like to keep growing.
Right.
You know, we looked at possibly bringing carolers until the whole COVID thing came down on us, but, you know,
I'm gonna do a
bringing.
craft this year for kids.
Right, you made some awesome pictures that, for coloring, and we had the coloring contest, and like I said, I mean, you know, possibly getting Mayor Lutheran or Watertown, get a couple kids from their choir to come and just do some caroling in the back.
Yep.
You know, just things like that, but ideas like that for all these things are, you know, and that's why we're here, is to come up with ideas of, how we can draw that.
Enough horse farmers around here, we could get a sleigh and,
right?
sleigh rides.
I
Right?
wish Kopi, old man Kopi was still around with his Clydesdales.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
Yep. So, but these are all things that, you know, are great to bring. Just, you know, let's bring them and figure out how we can get the community involved in doing that. And that's why we're here. We need to bring the community in and involve them and let them know that this is your space. We're just here to try and set it up for you, right? This is your space. So, anyway, you guys can come up with ideas for that too.
Maybe we just do a community picnic to get everybody out of their house and maybe, you know, it wouldn't cost us a fortune, I don't think. Just do a community, you know, something, just a little get together. Come, we'll have somebody play, you know, acoustic guitar or something and sing or whatever. But, you know, just have a good old cookout. Invite
And that might
everybody
be
down.
definitely something for the
On us, you know, to bring everybody together. And maybe that's what it'll take. I don't know.
Right.
It's just
And
an
I
idea.
think right now we're on the right track as far as presenting something at Rising America Community Festival. You know, if Maggie gets a chance to get a little board or something put together, this is what we're doing, this is what we're looking at doing, you know, and then whoever's working, and just invite people to come and talk to us.
Right.
So,
And then we can, you know, we can advertise on City of Mayor LED board or whatever, Core Trust, and we can do one of those little, you know, thermometer deals.
right, raising money, yeah, that kind of stuff, and, yeah, no, and great ideas, great ideas. Let's just-
I like their naming stuff, I really do. I know it's gonna be maybe a little more difficult for people that just move to town, but they may have something they wanna, you know, have a piece of somebody out there, you know.
Maybe it's just somebody that likes to walk through the park,
Right,
right? I like to walk through the park, so I want a bench.
right.
Okay, we'll do it. And like I said, it's not expensive. It's really not.
No.
So, any more discussion?
Nope.
Okay, commissioner reports? You pretty much done? Oh, that would be us.
We already talked about it.
We already talked about everything. We already kind of reported everything we got to report. So, look for a motion for adjournment.
I'll make it.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Perfect.